right. Hello, I'm Dora from Dora Chen Yoga. I'm a holistic stress and resilience coach. I educate and empower women and mothers to break free from fear, insecurity, and limiting beliefs and see themselves as the beautiful, authentic, and powerful goddesses that they truly are. So, welcome to my Tuesday Weekly Connect, where we talk about various topics on how to achieve whole person wellness in body, mind, and soul. Today, I want to talk about the frustration of all the setbacks and regressions that we may face when we're trying to make progress on our personal and or spiritual journeys. So, have you ever experienced feeling excited, motivated, and committed to making a change in your life? And then you start planning and implementing your intentions or goals, and things may even feel like they're going quite well. And then something would happen that will knock you right down, and you feel like that all your hard work had been for nothing. And so, or at least all the effort that you've been putting in aren't giving the results that you had hoped for. Or maybe it seems like that your goals just always seems to be one step ahead, or that it's just out of reach no matter how hard you try. And you might question yourself, what am I doing wrong? Why am I even doing this? So if you can resonate with this, I feel you because I've been there and I still find myself there from time to time. So what can we do when we find ourselves going backwards? First of all, it's helpful to take a step back and reorient yourself. And, just for a moment, check in. Did you really take a step backwards? Sometimes it feels like that we've taken a step backwards, but maybe it's not the case. Have you really undone all the previous efforts that you put in? Because it is a normal part of the process when we face hurdles or challenges as we progress on our journey. But when we are so focused on the end goal, we can feel frustrated when we're not there yet. But what we often don't realize is just how far we've already come. So when we are so focused on the destination, we miss the journey, right? So when you are feeling frustrated, when you feel like you are taking a step back, take yourself a step back. Instead of being in the frustration, take a step back or take a step away and take a wider view and see, okay, what is really the bigger picture here? How much progress did I make, actually, even though I'm not there yet, even though I perceive that I'm still behind? And a lot of the times the feeling of us taking a step back is more that we're staying still. We're not, maybe we had a momentum, we're going forward and we're progressing, and all of a sudden we meet this challenge or obstacle, and we're sort of in that moment we're stuck. So we're no longer moving forward, but it doesn't necessarily mean that we're moving backwards either. Now, the second thing that I would suggest is to also check your expectations. The purpose of frustration is not so much to get a rise out of you. Rather, when frustration arises, it is a signal to you that reality, or that your reality, is not meeting your expectations. So check your expectations. A lot of the times we have maybe set our goals too big. Maybe it's not even realistic. Maybe it's something that that is not possible for us in the moment. So check what kind of expectation did you set for yourself in relation to your goal. Are you trying to take on too much too soon? Do you have a really specific outcome in mind, such that you're not going to be happy any other way except or unless things happen in the way that you plan and in a very specific sort of rigid outcome that you want? And are you holding on to the idea of how things need to be in order for you to be happy? When you start to do these check-ins with yourself, you might realize that, one, maybe there was an expectation there that you had not even consciously set for yourself. And secondly, once you can start, on your journey, whatever expectations that you had set at the beginning, now you have had practical experience, you might realize that even though the expectation that seemed realistic when you first set it may no longer be the case now that you are, in it and doing the work. So it's okay to adjust and change and move with the flow, right? This is actually where you want to be, is to have the flexibility to move with the flow when you need. And so also checking whether you are too rigid with your expectation, whether there is room for flexibility, whether there's room for change, whether there's room for creativity. Because a lot of the times you might actually find that you are the one who's limiting your own progress. The obstacles that we face are not necessarily there to make things harder for us, but rather they're there to, I think, are great checkpoints for us to stop instead of just, setting an intention and just going, 100 miles an hour, not stopping, not looking where you're going, and just headed in that direction, and because you're so impatient to get to the other side. These goals or setbacks between your goals are great for us to stop at the different checkpoints and say, okay, am I still going in the right direction? Do I need to pause and reevaluate here? And so this leads me to the third point, which is intention behind your goal. What is the real reason behind the transformation that you are seeking? Is the reason for change based in fear, lack, or insecurity? Meaning, are you pursuing this goal because you need some sort of validation from other people, or at least validation external to yourself? Now, pursuing goals where you need external validation might be a big clue, or as you continue without checking in yourself, what you'll realize that most of the times it moves you further and further away from what you truly want. And same goes for expectations that you may have set for yourself based on your upbringing or familial or societal pressure, our conditioning or limiting beliefs that make us feel like we're lacking something, that something is not enough. We perceive that something is missing and we need to do something in order to feel whole again. And we focus a lot, we've been conditioned to focus a lot of our time and energy on things that are external to us in order to fix something that is internal. And so when we try to approach the problem in this way, when we're trying to fill a void within us from the outside, that's when we run into issues. And so the intention behind your goal is going to be really important, because all of these things affect how successful you are in pursuing, obtaining, and maintaining your goal. Intentions based in fear will never give you satisfaction in the long run, even if you manage to achieve your goal. Because fear feeds into more fear, and you will only end up setting one goal after another, and so on and so on. Running after the illusion that you will be happy when you attain this or that. But this is a never-ending cycle. You will never really get what you need, or you will never fill the void that you experience within by fixing something outside of yourself. And eventually, as you continue with this cycle long enough, you will hopefully eventually come to a realization that you are chasing something that is not possible, not in the way that you're approaching it anyway. And you're going to end up feeling frustrated and disheartened. But this is perfect. Many people spend so much energy trying to repress or run away from uncomfortable feelings or emotions. But when we do that, we miss the valuable message that these feelings and emotions are trying to deliver. When we feel frustrated, it is a great moment for us to take pause and reassess where we are. Like I said, sometimes if we, set a goal and we just, run for it without checking along the way whether we're still going in the right direction, whether anything's changed in our circumstance that perhaps the goal no longer makes sense. Maybe what we need and what we want might have changed, but we're holding on to the goal or the destination so much that we cannot even perceive that things are changing and that we perhaps need to make adjustments along the way. So frustration and other kinds of uncomfortable emotions come up to tell us to stop, slow down, you're not happy right now. And so I think these are great moments for us to check in and reassess where we are, if our intentions are still pure. Has our expectations changed? Do they need to change? Is our heart still in it? Or have we, like I said, just been on autopilot the whole time and just doing for the sake of doing, or doing due to inertia, right? And so life is always in constant motion. If we want to live with more peace and ease, we need to move with life, not against it. But how do we know if we are still in alignment, if we are so busy going, and never stopping to check where we are? So, the next time you feel frustration, impatience, you feel unmotivated and so on, take a moment and check in with yourself. What is my goal? Why am I doing this? Is my intention based in fear? Did I set an expectation that is unrealistic? Am I too attached and rigid with the outcome that there is no room for flexibility, no room for creativity, no room for growth? Where and or how may I be creating my own suffering? Are there adjustments to be made? Do I need to change directions altogether? What do I need in this moment? So rather than asking your questions or trying to answer these questions intellectually, check in with your body, tap into body sensations, and as you do this inquiry, and notice what comes through. Wisdom comes to you from deep within the body, not from the thinking mind. The thinking mind is useful, don't get me wrong, but we cannot just rely on our thinking mind. We want to find a way to integrate the mind and body, and oftentimes we've become so disconnected from our bodies. So this is why I say, as you're doing this inquiry, tap into your body and listen. And maybe you don't notice anything at all at the beginning, especially if you're not used to feeling into your body. That's okay. Just keep practicing it. Touch in or tap in and see what's arising in the moment. Now, if you'd like more support on implementing some of the things that we talked about today, don't hesitate to reach out. I would be more than happy to jump on a call with you to help point you in the right direction. And if you enjoyed this mini training, make sure you follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Dora Chan Yoga. I also have a private Facebook group called DCY Community, supporting strong women heal from stress holistically. And I stream these live trainings there also, but I also share many resources, tips, and tools, and special offers in that group. So I'll drop the link in the comments if you want to join my group. But otherwise, let me know what your biggest takeaway is. And I look forward to seeing you all next Tuesday. Take care now. Bye.